Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. She down, girl. Bonjour, hola, konnichiwa, and however else you say hello in the other languages. King, please stop shaking the tags while Mama's trying to record. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know it's been a long time. If you are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. Please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. And if you are not new here, thank you so much for tuning in to another one of my videos. So despite us not wanting to put King in a daycare, we did end up having to do that. I did, end up going back to work. So I just felt that it was best for him to be in daycare. So, a lot of people don't mind putting their kids in daycare, but I'm one of those parents that just was completely against it. I'm kind of a germaphobe, so I was worried about, him getting sick and all that stuff. Some people, they do bring their kids to school sick, which to me is inconsiderate, but some people don't have the luxury of being able to just take off work whenever their child gets sick. So, whatever. People told me ahead of time that was obviously going to happen because, you got all the kids, with different germs and everything. So prepared for that, and that was fine. So his first week of daycare, he did get sick. So, y'all, I'm trying to hurry up and do this video while the sun is still up. Okay, she's slowly going down. I do record in King's room because he does have the best lighting in the house to me besides the kitchen. So shout out to him for letting me use his room, even though, he really didn't have no choice. Anyway, his first week, he did end up getting sick. He came home, he was coughing and sneezing, and I was like, okay, he's obviously catching a cold. I did, I started to get concerned when he started throwing up and everything. So, I ended up calling his daycare the next morning, of course, letting them know that he wasn't going to be able to come. And so she was like, okay, thank you for letting us know. And I would, did end up telling her his symptoms. He was coughing, sneezing. She said, okay, we do have cases of RSV going around the daycare. I'm sorry, what? Run that back, run that back, run that back. So I was like, I said, what's RSV? And she was like, respiratory upper infection or whatever she said. Respiratory infection, I think. So at this point, I'm just like flabbergasted because we never got any notifications of anything. No texts, no calls, no emails, no nothing. And she was like, we are cleaning the daycare, making sure we get everything wiped down and cleaned up and blah, blah, blah. I said, thank you for telling me. So instantly I got irritated and scared because what if that's what King has? I started getting scared. So after I got off the phone with her, I was just like, okay, I'm going to have to make him a doctor's appointment to go see his pediatrician because I don't know if this is what he has. That throwing up scared me. Obviously, it was just from him coughing, but it's still scary because, it was so much of it. So took him to the doctor the next day and, told her the symptoms or whatever. And I did mention that he started daycare. And so she was like, oh, so you probably caught, somebody else's germs and blah, blah, blah. So, she did end up testing him for RSV because I had let her know, that I did call the daycare and they said that they had cases going around. And she mentioned to me, she was like, that's actually been going around, a lot. Everything has been open back up or whatever, which means everybody is out. So just like COVID cases are rising, little RSV cases are rising too because, I guess little kids are getting sick or whatever. But the way I understood RSV to be is like a cold to an adult, it would just be a cold. But with babies, their little immune systems are they're not as strong as ours, of course, because, they haven't built it all the way up yet. So it's just a little bit harder for them. Some of the side effects, they wheeze. I think they have like a little bit trouble breathing and stuff like that. So, She tested him for that. Luckily, it came back negative, but I was still mad at the daycare because, again, why would y'all not communicate this? And if that was me and, you know, I had a daycare and stuff like that, as soon as I heard about the cases, I would have instantly shut the daycare down and made sure everything, you know, was good or whatever, and let everybody know why it had to be shut down. And then the thing that made me mad too is, in the booklet it says, you know, when as far as sicknesses go, they are you know, monitoring all the kids that come in, you know, checking temperatures and everything like that. So that irritated me, because if y'all were really doing that, how did it escalate to somebody getting RSV? If y'all would have been taking the measures like y'all said y'all take, you would have known before that child even got to that level of being sick that, hey, you know, this kid not looking too good, they coughing or sneezing too much, or, you know, something like that. As somebody who works at the daycare and has, you know, y'all got that in y'all little contracts or whatever, that's something that y'all should have been looking out for, especially because of how things have been going with COVID. So that just, you know, irritated me. But again, I was glad that that wasn't King's case, but, you know, it still made me sad because he was sick. We ended up taking him out, and then not only that, but to me, I just don't feel like that teacher, like, I don't remember how many kids he had in his class, but to me, the teacher should have had like another teacher in there, because you know, they gave us a little daily chart for everything he did, you know, how much he went to the bathroom, how much he ate, you know, his nap times and how long he slept, blah blah blah. So one day he came home, his diaper was full. Change his diaper. If you had more than one teacher in there helping you, you would have been able to change each kid's diaper and pay attention to when their diaper needed to be changed. That's how diaper rashes happen. So, and then one day, because like I said, y'all, honey, he started this daycare Tuesday. We took him out Thursday. He wasn't even there for a week. But another day he came in and he was, you know, fussy and whiny and stuff, and we gave him one of his little snack bars, and honey, he tore it up. So we was like, okay, we didn't feel like he was getting enough to eat either, just to build up, because I tried to just keep giving him a chance and stuff like that. But that RSV had me scared. You know, I didn't care about King getting a cold. Everybody told me to expect that, and you know, it made sense because all the kids got different germs. They around different people, different things. So the cold, okay, I would have been fine with that. But y'all sat up here and did not mention RSV at all is absolutely ridiculous. Like, so, you know, I could have just kept King in there and been like, that's fine, but And so I ended up going up there to, you know, get King's stuff, because we had been leaving his diaper bag, because, you know, it had his wipes and stuff in there, so when they needed to change him or whatever, they could. So I went up there and get it. She was, you know, I was like, I'm just, you know, we gonna disenroll him, unenroll him, whatever it is. And she was like, you know, is there any particular reason why? And I was like, well, you know, King ended up getting sick, and I called up to the daycare to just let y'all know that he wasn't gonna be here, you know, today, because it was Friday. And I said, and the lady ended up telling me that y'all had RSV cases going around, and, you know, that scared me, but we were never notified. And she was like, yeah, I emailed everybody. Sweetie, I can pull up my emails now, because I didn't get the email until after I got off the phone. So to me, in my eyes, that was y'all just trying to cover y'all butts. But we had already got off the phone, so too late. So she was like, no, we emailed parents. What did she say? I think she had emailed like that morning or the day before or something like that. Whatever it was, that's not when I received it. So she pulled up her thing and she was like, oh, you know what? I emailed it to the parents of the classes that actually had the RSV cases. So evidently King's class, you know, didn't have any cases of it. But again, that's fine. We all make mistakes and stuff, but as soon as you figure that out, you should have been like, oh, I done messed up. So, well, evidently she did figure it out, because she did ended up sending it to all of us. Still last minute, like. And so, you know, the final reason I took him out is because what if they have an outbreak of something else and we don't get notified until it's too late, and King actually catches that thing this time? Did end up, you know, taking him out, and she was like, oh, we're gonna miss him, he was such a good kid. Girl, y'all didn't even know him for a full week, so you don't know if he was a good kid or not. He could have been putting on an act, which he sometimes do. But anyway, you know, luckily me and my boyfriend, you know, we both work different shifts, so it kind of just works out. But I'm also not discouraging daycare, because, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Some people, that's their only option and stuff like that. And then with him, you know, I was a little worried about him socially, you know, but I think he'll be fine. You know, I have people that have kids. He can, you know, just play with them every once in a while. He, you know, does have cousins and stuff. And then learning wise, I'm not just saying this because this is my child, but King is very smart. He's very advanced. I feel like each generation, you know, that is being brought into this world, they just get smarter and smarter. But, you know, I do read to him, say ABCs and stuff like that. So he is still learning. It's not like we just, you know, put him in front of a TV all day and just whatever. You know, I still try to read to him, count ABCs and stuff like that. And then immune system wise, I was worried about, oh my gosh, you know, he's not around enough kids and stuff like that. But babies get into so much stuff, I think he'll be just fine. Hopefully, you know, as he gets older, well, when he gets older, of course, he's going to have to, you know, eventually be in school and stuff like that. But right now, you know, we're just going to go with keeping him at home, unless, you know, we decide to change our mind or whatever. But even with that, he will not be going back to that same day. So if you did make it to the end of this video, I just want to thank you so much for watching. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.